Thanks for tuning in to the WHAS 11 Weather Impact Alert live stream. This is Meteorologist Matt Breland. We're going to get started here in just a few short minutes to give you all the latest updates on this incoming storm system that will be arriving as we head into the night. Thanks for joining us here on this Facebook Weather Impact Alert live stream. This is Meteorologist Matt Breland. We're going to get started here in just a few short minutes. Going to let a few people pop in. We're going to give you all the latest details on what you can expect with this severe weather that we're expecting as we head into our evening and nighttime hours. Thanks for tuning in to this live stream for your WHAS 11 Weather Impact Forecast. I'm Meteorologist Matt Breland, and we've got a lot to talk about. There is a strong storm system headed our direction from the west, and it's going to let us have a fairly busy night. So thank you for tuning in to this live stream. This is where you can get more details about the storm ahead of our 4 p.m. newscast. That's going to be live with Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell. But before we get to the 4 p.m. cast, we just wanted to hop on here and give you guys just an extra sense of awareness about what we're expecting with this storm system. You know, we had a very strong round of thunderstorms that moved through Sunday night. This pattern is looking fairly similar in terms of timing. It's looking like another 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. type of event, and we're going to give you more details about what you can expect with that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in with showing you what's happening right now across the Midwest. We have a lot of thunderstorms that are beginning to develop across the region. Here's how things are looking so far. You'll notice that we're seeing a lot of these storms beginning to fire up across southern Missouri. Now, this is going to be what we'll be tracking as we head into those first few hours of the night. They're already developing into some serious thunderstorms just towards the southeast of Kansas City. And these are going to be developing closer into western Kentucky as we head into those first few evening hours. So this is all part of the major storm system that we've been keeping a close eye on for the past several days. The models have been indicating that this is going to be another stormy pattern that will develop into an organized line, and that's exactly what it's doing. So you'll notice just stretching all the way from Chicago all the way down into the Great Plains. We have this steady line of thunderstorms that is continuing to develop as we go into the next upcoming hours. And all the ingredients for severe thunderstorms are in place. You'll notice that we have strong winds coming up from the south. That is the first ingredient that we need for severe weather. And you'll notice the moisture that it has along with it as well. This is coming directly off the Gulf of Mexico, and it's combining with this frontal boundary that is creating this intense pattern. So this is the frontal boundary. You'll notice that it is starting to advance forward as we go further on into these next upcoming hours. It's going to continue to make its way closer into the Ohio Valley, and we're going to see strong thunderstorms with damaging winds, possible tornadoes develop across the entire Ohio Valley as we head into those first few hours of the evening. So closer to home right now, we're seeing those clouds continuing to develop, but these yellow arrows, that shows those strong winds continuing to bring in a lot of that southern moisture, and that's also allowing us to have a steady amount of cloudy skies. So right now, all we're seeing is just a steady amount of cloud cover, but these winds are very strong. We're seeing some winds gusting up to 30+ miles per hour in some regions. It's definitely been a windy afternoon, and we're going to have much stronger winds arriving as we head into those first few hours of the evening. So there's several weather alerts in place. The two that are impacting us right now in Kentuckiana are a flood watch that's in place until 8 a.m. Sunday, and then we have a wind advisory also in place until 8 p.m. this evening. So that's because we're expecting a lot of those strong winds to arrive, especially within certain thunderstorms. And then flooding potential is the next threat behind the severe weather that we're expecting as we head into the nighttime hours. So we're going to go ahead and play forward what the latest model data is showing for us. Here's how things are looking around the later parts of the afternoon. We're still going to see steady southerly winds keeping us cloudy. Temperatures will still be in those lower 80s, which is prime temperature ranges for severe thunderstorms. That's a lot of heat, and that's a lot of energy in the atmosphere to really allow for thunderstorms to develop. By 7 p.m., we're going to see a developed line just across southern Indiana. That is where the beginning of these storms will be. So you folks closer into southern Indiana, near Scottsburg, Bedford, you guys will be in that line of fire first. So we're expecting most of these storms to start knocking on our doors between 8 and 9 p.m. for you folks in southern Indiana. That's whenever we're going to see most of that activity develop. And then as we go further on into the evening hours, we're going to show you what is next. So here's how things look just as we head into that 10 p.m. frame. That's whenever I'm expecting more widespread coverage for us across Kentuckiana. We're going to see a lot of these storms settle around for the beginning of the night. Between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. is really whenever we're expecting a lot of the action to be around with us. So these storms are going to contain those damaging winds that could be in excess of 50 miles per hour. Some small hail will be possible as well. And these storms will also contain the potential to create a few brief spin-up tornadoes, very similar to how we saw on Sunday night. So this pattern lasts consistently into those first few hours of the night. We're really looking like we're in this system till about 2 a.m. So definitely going to be quite a loud and stormy night for us here in Kentuckiana. And then storms continue to last until about 3 p.m. is whenever most of the stronger thunderstorms will be out of our region, and then we'll start to see more quiet conditions into the later parts of our nighttime and into early Thursday morning. But here's the catch. These storms will not be over until we head into the weekend. We've got a lot of rain showers that will be headed our direction beginning Thursday later in the morning hours and into Thursday afternoon. We're going to see heavy rain showers develop and stick around for the next several days. So this is all because this front is going to become more stationary over the Ohio Valley, and it's going to create just steady rounds of consistent showers that will be around as we head all throughout the rest of our Thursday. Periodic downpours will be around. And if we're not seeing periodic downpours, it's still going to be just a steady light rainfall. A few thunderstorms could still be developing into Thursday night, not near as intense as what we're expecting into the next few hours, but you can still anticipate steady rounds of rainfall as we head into Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. And this is really going to allow for a lot of that flooding potential. So I'm going to show you what we're planning out for the rest of the next upcoming days. So like I said, the Ohio Valley is really in for a steady rainy pattern. The front passes through, but it starts to stay stationary as we head into early Thursday morning, and this is what you can expect by early Friday morning. So I'm going to play this out at 9 a.m. You'll notice storms and showers really just stay over the entire Ohio Valley, and that's really going to keep things just very wet. We've got a steady amount of rain showers that will continue to last with us all throughout our Friday afternoon, and we just have rounds and rounds of rain that still will be lasting through Friday night. We'll see another round of intense showers by Saturday, and that'll just be a steady amount of moderate to light rainfall. And as we go further on into Saturday night, into Sunday morning, that's whenever we finally start to see a lot of these conditions begin to make their way towards the east. So by Sunday afternoon is whenever we should start to see a lot of these showers move out of the Ohio Valley, and then those winds will finally change direction to be out of the north, bringing in some drier air. But I want you to notice just how much rain we're expecting. Rainfall totals could easily exceed over 10 inches by the end of this system. So this is by Saturday afternoon. We're already expecting rainfall totals to be over 5 inches, possibly up to 6 inches in certain spots. As we go into Sunday, when we see those final rounds of showers make their way out of here, we could see some rainfall totals close to 10 inches in some areas. That's because we're expecting just a steady amount of rainfall that's going to continue to last just as we go into these next several days. So definitely this is definitely something that we've been keeping a close eye on over the last several days. And so now this is going to be arriving, as I said, into the nighttime hours. Really, the timing is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. that we're expecting the most intense thunderstorms to arrive. And once again, the main threats with those thunderstorms are going to be those damaging winds and some small hail, and spin-up tornadoes are going to be possible with this system also. There's all the ingredients that we need for this type of weather pattern to occur. And that's what we're going to continue to track as we head into the next upcoming shows. So remember, we have a live news broadcast that you can watch on ABC, or you can tune in to it from the Plus channel. That's going to be with Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell. We'll have an update at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. is whenever all of our newscasts will be running. So busy evening for us here in Kentuckiana. We're going to continue to keep you updated with all the latest weather details. I'm going to go through this forecast one more time so that everybody that just tuned in can get another sense of what we're expecting as we head into these next upcoming days. So here's what things are looking like at the moment. You'll notice that we're seeing just a steady amount of cloud cover in our skies. We've got cloudy conditions that still will be around, but we're also tracking more of those showers as we head into the later parts of the evening. So we've got winds that are staying steady out of the south. That's keeping us humid and also very windy. It's very breezy out there. So we have a combination of all the factors that we need to create severe thunderstorms. We have strong winds that are staying out of the south. That's allowing us to have a steady amount of moisture arrive in from the south. So right here, you'll notice these clouds starting to arrive in from the southern states near Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. That is creating a steady amount of moisture to be available with us, and that's going to provide a fuel source for these storms that are headed our direction. So I'm going to take a closer look at what's happening right now. This is in southern Missouri. You'll notice that they're already tracking some storms that are developing into some tornado-warned storms, severe thunderstorms that are still going to be lasting as we head into those first few hours of our nighttime. So these are the storms that we're going to be paying close attention to. They're still a ways out from the Ohio Valley, but we're going to see these arrive into our region just as we head into the evening time. So this line stretches all the way from Chicago. They're seeing a steady amount of showers, but a lot of the more intense storms are positioned just across southern Missouri and into northern Arkansas. So this is going to be the line that we really pay the most attention to. This is where that battleground is for all those thunderstorms to develop. This is going to be headed into Kentuckiana as we head into those first few hours of the night. So I would say timing with this is looking like 10 p.m. and onward into those first few hours of the night. So as I mentioned, right now across Louisville, southern Indiana, Kentuckiana, right now we're just seeing those strong winds just steadily delivering an amount of moisture into the area. We've got cloudy skies here and there, a few small peaks of sunshine, but this is really driving in a lot of those fuel sources for these storms to really fire up as we head into the evening hours. There's a fair amount of alerts around also. We have a flood watch that's in place until 8 a.m. Sunday morning. That's because we're expecting a steady amount of rain showers that will continue just to deliver rainfall rates of up to 2 inches per hour. That's going to be lasting as we head into the majority of this week. So once these storms arrive tonight, they're going to have a steady amount of rain showers following behind them. A wind advisory is also in place until 8 p.m. this evening. That's because we're anticipating some of these storms to contain some winds gusting over 50 miles per hour at times. So here's a play-by-play about what you can expect as we head into this stormy night. As we go into the later parts of our evening, 6 p.m., we're continuing to stay quiet, but temperatures will still stay in those lower 80s. That's a lot of heat and fuel source for these storms that will be developing closer into southern Indiana. We're expecting the first few rounds of showers and storms to start arriving near southern Indiana closer towards 8:30 p.m. This line will become very organized and very structured. It's going to really latch on to this fuel source as we head into the beginning of the night. Storms will start to fire up and arrive into the Louisville metro just as we get closer towards 10 and 11 p.m. This is whenever we are expecting the most of the intense thunderstorms to arrive. They're going to contain some damaging winds that could reach over 50 miles per hour. Some small hail will also be included in these. And also, these have the capability of producing tornadoes. The conditions are there for that as well. We've got the winds that are changing direction in height in the atmosphere. We've got a steady amount of heat that's still in the atmosphere that can create these thunderstorms that produce tornadoes. So really between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Thursday morning is really looking like the timing that we're expecting most of these strong, severe thunderstorms to be around Kentuckiana. They're going to be making their way through the region fairly quickly, but we're expecting them to still pack a punch as they arrive once again. So I'll move this back a little bit more so that we can just see the timing with this one more time. 10 p.m. is whenever most of the thunderstorms start to arrive into Kentuckiana, southern Indiana, the Louisville Metro, and further towards the south near Elizabethtown and Litchfield. 10 p.m. is really the timing whenever you should have all ways of receiving severe weather alerts and have all of your devices charged, and make sure you're staying up to date with us on our Plus app, or you can stay tuned in to our live broadcast. As we go further past 10 p.m. and into the 11 p.m. hour, that's whenever those storms will continue to make their way closer towards the east, and these are going to be the ones that contain those damaging winds, hail, and also the capability of producing those tornadoes. Storms are going to persist until we head in about 2 a.m. That's whenever most of the intense storms will have made their way further towards Lexington. But we're going to be left behind with a steady rainy pattern that will be lasting for the next several days. We're going to see rain showers still lasting past the early hours of Thursday morning, and as I continue to play out this model trend, you'll notice that rain showers really do not stay out of the forecast. By Thursday afternoon, we're still going to see periodic downpours in place. Whenever periodic downpours are not occurring, we're still going to see a steady amount of light rain showers that will be lasting all throughout our Thursday evening and into the beginning of Thursday night. We could even see a few remaining thunderstorms as we head into the later parts of Thursday night past 11 p.m. Nowhere near as intense as what we're expecting within this evening and tonight, but I would not be surprised if we do hear a few rumbles of thunder as we head into Thursday night and early Friday morning. Showers will still be lasting throughout our Friday. If you have any Friday plans, it's definitely looking like a rainy pattern that will be lasting as we head into the weekend. Here's how things shape up as we go into our Saturday and Sunday. This is the extended model data. You'll notice the rain showers just continue to last all across the Ohio Valley. This is going to cause a significant amount of flooding, especially for those of you that live along the Ohio River or near any rivers. This rainy pattern is still lasting well into the weekend. You'll notice early Saturday morning will continue to stay in this steady wet weather pattern, and it still lasts all into our Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Some rainfall rates could be over 2 inches per hour, and that's definitely an indicator for some flash flooding and also just steady widespread flooding that will be around as we head all throughout our Sunday morning. We finally are expecting this trend to make its way out of Kentuckiana as we head into the later hours of Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. But as soon as this makes its way out of the region, we could see rainfall accumulations close to 10 inches in some areas. So this is definitely a significant rainy event that we're anticipating as we head into the later parts of this week. So as I mentioned, we have pretty much three separate severe weather trends that we're expecting. The first one is going to be the severe thunderstorms that will be arriving this evening and into tonight. Once again, that timing is looking between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Severe thunderstorms making their way into southern Indiana and then into the Louisville Metro, creating some damaging winds, hail, and also those thunderstorms will have the capability of producing tornadoes. So once again, make sure that all of your devices are charged. Stay up to date with us here. We're about to have our 4 p.m. newscast starting soon. Chief Meteorologist Matt Breland is going to have a full detailed forecast all about what you can expect with this system. Just pretty much a reiteration of what I was telling you guys, and you can also expect a steady, widespread rainy pattern to arrive once these storms are over with by the later hours of tonight. So pretty much from early Thursday morning until Sunday afternoon, we are going to be under a steady rainy pattern that will create some widespread flooding. So once again, our 4 p.m. newscast is about to begin here, WHAS 11 on ABC, and that is also going to be streaming on our website, WHAS11.com. And if you have the free WHAS 11 app, which you can download for free on the App Store, you'll have access to our 4 p.m. newscast as well. We're going to have another live stream here at 7:30 p.m. Make sure you stay up to date with us here. We are keeping you ahead of the storm. We've been preparing for it for the past several days, and we are anticipating it to be to include several rounds of severe thunderstorms. So I will try my best to answer any questions that you may have. I'm going to pop in there and look at the comments that were on the post, and we will see you at 4 p.m.